Man, seriously, what do you do for a living?
Well, I run a healthcare company.
A lot of businesses, but my main industry is personal injury law.
What was the most amount of money that you've made in a single year?
Last year we did $2 billion in fees.
10 million.
$10 million. What's the best advice you ever got from a mentor?
Keep your word, because all we have at the end of the day is our reputation. And if you fuck one person once, it'll get out. But if you keep your word, everybody keeps coming back.
If you're in doubt, do not doubt, bro. Do not doubt, okay? You can do it.
Number 1.
Alright, you guys, my guy just pulled up on a yacht right here. We're gonna go and figure out what he was able to do to afford this and see if this is his boat. Let's see what he has to say. Excuse me, sir. Question for you, man. Is this your yacht?
Yeah.
And what do you do for a living out in Miami to be able to afford a yacht, man? Seriously, what do you do for a living?
Well, I run a healthcare company.
A healthcare company?
Yeah.
And how long have you been a business owner for?
4 years.
Over the last 4 years, what's the most amount of money that you've ever made in a single year?
10 million.
$10 million. Now we go all over the country just asking people how they became successful for the younger generation. Is it cool if we ask you a few questions for the channel?
Absolutely, man. Come on board.
Let's run it.
Let's go.
Can we run it?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, let's go. So you ready to do this? Let me show you the boat around first.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right, man, let's do it. Among yourself and the most highly successful people that you study and know, what is that one trait that they all have in common?
I will tell you one thing, man. One thing these people all have in common. Sometimes, man, they're not that bright. I don't know. They're crazy and so forth, but they're all hungry as hell. It's insane. It's like they're crazy to a point. They're all super hungry. It's like, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that, and they execute. It's not no BS. Like they'll execute on their craziness. So I'd say hunger and actually executing on it. But hunger, the first thing. These guys don't stop scheming and thinking of how they're gonna get to the next level and all. It's insane.
Have you ever been broke before?
Jesus, yes. Yes. Like, yes. People having to donate food to my family, you know, for a couple of weeks, I know what that's like.
What was the number one book that changed your life, or number one book that changed your business, that you think everybody should read, your number one book recommendation?
Dude, I don't want to be cliche. What I'm gonna say here, people are gonna be like, but if you really go into it like as an entrepreneur, you're gonna be really surprised, especially to certain sections of this book. And some of you already know what I'm gonna say. It's the Bible, bro. It's the Bible. The amount of entrepreneurs in that Bible is insane. Don't go read the Spirit. I'm talking about just, even if you don't believe in God or whatever, just go read on the entrepreneurship lessons, man. It's insane. There's nothing to me, and I reflect on that. I always reflect on that. And then you got other books that will, I think, complement even the Bible, like Think and Grow Rich, and absolutely. But I start and end always with the Bible.
How important has that faith been to the success of your business?
Oh, that's everything. That's everything. This wouldn't have happened without that. This wouldn't have happened without my faith, without the woman that I'm with, which is my wife for almost a decade. That's a whole different conversation. Those are the pillars, the spiritual pillars that have held up the person of, who I am. When the going gets rough, it's like, whoa, it's rocky. Like, who's here with me, and what do I hang on to? Yeah, it's my faith, it's my marriage, and then I have friends that have been with me for years, that I can always hang on to. So your circle of spiritual components has to be strong, absolutely.
Last thing I want you to tell them, and I want you to look at them, and you got to tell them the importance of believing in yourself and your dreams. Like, you never gave up. You had that vision, you had that dream, and you believed in it all along. Tell them.
So listen, if you're in doubt, man, and I wish I could just reach out to you, grab you by the face right now. If you're in doubt, do not doubt, bro. Do not doubt. Okay, you can do it. You can do it. There's a God that loves you, and if you have those goals and dreams in your life, you will get it. Listen, you have to build the confidence. For you to build the confidence, you got to hit the goals. For you to hit the goals, you have to design the timeline and the process to do it. Okay, and it's daily steps, daily promises to yourself. Don't break promises to yourself, or else you're breaking promises with the world around you, with the goals that you've set up. You want to hit those goals, discipline yourself to hit those daily goals to ultimately hit your big goal. And all of a sudden, you'll walk into a room and people will be like, wow, that person's full of confidence. Wow, that person, look at their watch, look at what they got. No, because daily they hit the promises that they promised themselves, and then they hit those goals they put at the end of their timeline. Go get it.
Hey, they don't teach that shit in school, you guys.
Hell no.
That was phenomenal.
Number 2.
We're on the way right now to go interview John at his house, but I want to point something out real quick that makes this interview fascinating to me. When you think about the amount of people that became billionaires and built their fortune through just simply law, you can count it on less than 2 hands. And John Morgan, who we're about to go interview, is one of those people. So this video is going to be crazy, you guys. This may be one of the wildest interviews that we've ever done, and this is the 19th billionaire that I've ever interviewed. So let's go. All right, you guys, we just got to John Morgan's house, and it's safe to say that he lives at a proper compound out here, you guys. So I'm excited for this one, man. This is going to be a good one, to say the least. Come on. How you doing, John?
John, come on
Great
in.
to meet you. Appreciate that,
you.
man. Thank you for having us out.
Come
man.
on in.
Appreciate that.
How do I get one of those shirts?
I got to get you one. I need one of those, though.
There's a shop on Rodeo Drive called Etro. Where are you from?
From the DC area, but I live in Austin, Texas.
Okay. The flagship store is in New York. So
Okay.
my kids go to New York shopping. They know what to get me for Christmas.
Nice. I love it.
Where are we going to do it?
We can do it out front here is cool. For those that don't know, what industry did you decide to pursue a career in?
A lot of businesses, but my main industry is personal injury law. And I built, luckily, the largest PI law firm in North America.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
How did that happen? What was the single greatest decision you made that enabled you to grow a multi-billion-dollar law firm?
Delegate, get partners that you can trust, and share in the profit. If you're going to scale and you want great people, you got to bring them along with you, and they got to make a lot of money with you, not for you.
What's the number one thing that you look for in people when you're building your team?
If a person is what I call send delete, in other words, I send them something and I know I don't have to worry about it and I can delete it. If you're a send delete person, you're my guy.
Why did you want to become a lawyer? Did you always know you were going to be a lawyer?
I didn't know I was always going to be a lawyer. My brother got hurt, was paralyzed when I was in college. I got pissed off at the way he was treated. It changed my life. It changed his life. And so therefore, that's what I did. I knew what I was going to do when I went to law school.
An accident that happened to your family, that's what led to you wanting to become a lawyer.
Yeah, he's paralyzed C6, C7. He just passed away last year, but he worked with me and built the law firm with me all those years.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
But you turned your pain into fuel ultimately.
Oh, I turned my pain into passion and purpose. And every time I walk in and see one of my clients, I see Tim. And when I see Tim, I say, I'm going to treat you the way I wanted Tim to be treated. And I'm going to protect you the way Tim should have been protected.
I love it. Did you come from a lot of money?
Shit. Listen, my dad needed a co-signer to pay cash. No, I did not come from a lot of money.
So what was your turning point to financial freedom? What did you see that made you want to go out there and create this billion-dollar company?
I think you're born with it. I think when I meet people my age, I say, were you a paper boy? When I meet paper boys that were paper boys, you're born with this entrepreneurial seed. It's just in you from the beginning, because a paper route is tough. It's every day, 7 days a week. There's no vacation. If I find a paper boy, I just found a hustler.
I love that. So you don't think everybody's built for entrepreneurship?
Oh, absolutely not. Look, today in the jungle, a lion's going to be born and a sloth is going to be born. The sloth is fucked and the lion is king. And that's it.
I'd never heard that before.
Yeah.
That was good. Let me ask you this. Somebody's on their last year of law school right now. What advice would you give to them? If they want to build an empire like you, what advice would you give to them?
Apply to work with me, because all these other law firms, they bill by the time. Everybody's getting ripped off. Everybody's getting stolen from because you're billable time. With what I do, I don't bill anything. I pay you if I win. I don't charge a fee unless I win. So I would not be a lawyer charging by the hour. There's just not enough upside for that. For me.
Are you a good negotiator?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
Can you give me a master class on negotiating right here?
Master class in negotiating is this: whoever speaks first loses. And you've heard that, right?
Yeah.
So you got to listen. People who talk too much, they don't hear. You got to listen and learn and then negotiate.
Was there a time where you did not speak for a while?
I've always been a pretty good negotiator. I've always kind of sized up the deal and sized up the person and made that decision. So listen, I've been hustling since I was 7 years old. I sold cheerful cards at 7 years old. So I think that the entrepreneur is born with it. And what I really think is that life is luck. I believe, everybody says, oh, you did it, you did. Listen, I did it this way. I made 1,000 left turns and 1,000 right turns and 1,000 U-turns. If I made one different turn, everything could have been fucking different. Everything. And yet I pat myself, oh, look how great I am. No, I'm a lucky guy that was born to work. And that's who I am. One turn, everything's different. You know who I admire a lot? Mark Cuban, because he'll tell you the same thing.
I interviewed him.
Did he talk about luck?
Yeah, luck, yeah.
Listen, successful people pat themselves on the back too much. What they really should do is get on their knees and thank God that those left turns and right turns and U-turns ended up here.
So you believe in God?
I believe in God. I must, because I pray every night.
So faith has been important for your success.
Every night I pray to God.
What's the best advice you ever got from a mentor?
Keep your word, because all we have at the end of the day is our reputation. And if you fuck one person person once, it'll get out. But if you keep your word, everybody keeps coming back. Everybody keeps coming back and wants to do business with you because they know that your word is your bond.
Have you ever been fucked over in business?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah, but I fuck back.
So how do you respond to that when that happens?
Well, Jeff Bezos said something once I read, it was unbelievable, which is sometimes you just got to pay people to walk away, to leave. And so what I do is I find cancers in my business and I excise the cancers. And sometimes you pay them just to walk away because negative energy is the worst energy of all. You cannot get rich when you're negative. You can only get rich when you're positive. So excise the cancers, cut the cancers out of your life. Sometimes you get fucked over, you want revenge. The greatest revenge, as you know, is success.
You're the biggest lawyer in the world. Have you ever been sued before?
I've had lawyers in my firm that have made mistakes and have fucked up a case, and guess what I do? I admit it. I bring the client in and go, look, he fucked up. But here's the good news. I got insurance. You're going to do better now than you were because you know what? You were my client. You came to me. I'm going to take care of you now, even though you got to go hire a lawyer and sue me. That's okay. That's why I've got insurance. That's why I got money to pay those things.
Now, law is very competitive. You're not afraid of a competitive market, though, to go compete with other lawyers.
Competition is what makes people great. The reason Michael Jordan was great is because he thrived on competition. He wanted competition. Competition makes me better, and competition should make you better. I welcome competition, and I hope my competitors get better because if they get better, I got to get better to stay ahead.
But what did you do differently from 99% of other lawyers that enabled you to build the biggest law firm in the entire world?
I had a vision, and the vision went like this. What would Google do if it was a law firm? And I said, I'm going to build the Google law firm. And then I said to myself, what would Google be? I said, Google will be everywhere for everyone. All 50 states, 24/7. Go to your phone. You want to be a client of mine? You can be my client in 2 minutes. Why is that? Because that's what Google would do.
When I told people that I was interviewing you, and I was like, I'm interviewing, John Morgan. He's one of the biggest lawyers in the world. They're like, Morgan & Morgan. Everybody knows your brand and your business. How did you take your law firm national? What was that process like when you're like, I want to go to California. I want to, go take over this market. What was that strategy like?
Look, I first went from Orlando to Tampa, and then I went from Orlando to Jacksonville, and then I went from Orlando to Naples. Brick by brick by brick by brick. When you build a house out of bricks, remember the 3 little pigs? Don't use straw, don't use sticks, use bricks, because bricks stand up to a hurricane. Straw and sticks don't.
Now, throughout your career, what was the most amount of money that you've made in a single year?
Last year we did $2 billion in fees. Our margins are pretty good. We have no debt. Look, I love Shaq, but I wouldn't trade with Shaq.
Are you a billionaire?
Forbes magazine said I was. But here's what I'll tell you about being rich. One time I went to a party, a guy named Jimmy Bryant, he owned a large Toyota dealership. Somebody asked him, he said, what are you worth? And Jimmy said, people who say they know what they're worth, they're not worth shit. Because one day Kanye was a billionaire. The next day Kanye was living out of his car or something with Lamar Odom. I don't know. So I'm comfortable.
But it's safe to say, though, before today, I had interviewed 18 billionaire. You're the 19th billionaire that I've interviewed. Is that safe to say?
I would say that I am in rare air, and I can't believe it.
And
you know what? Here's what I'm expecting any moment, because I came from Kentucky. I'm waiting to wake up in Kentucky, blink my eyes, and it was all a dream because I just been lucky.
As a billionaire, what's the best financial advice you've ever received? Give me a lesson about money that's not taught in school.
First of all, it's hard to make money. It's harder to keep money. When I've lost money is when my greed has taken over. When I've gone off and done something where I knew it was wrong. I got a saying where I say, if it smells like dog shit, there's dog shit, whether it's life or love. And the times that I've made mistakes, I knew the person was a sociopath almost, but my own greed got ahead of me. And you got to cut your own greed out so that you can be clear-eyed and understand this. And here's my word for everything. My best advice for everybody. If it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. All that glitters is not gold.
You have a saying, grow or die, I believe, is it?
Grow or die. That's the hallmark. And I also say, if you look around here, you see these trees. These trees, have been here for a long time. I've been here for years and years. Sometimes people come out and they look at their yard, they have no trees. They go, oh, I should have planted a tree. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time to plant a tree, today. And a lot of people don't plant the tree because they say, I should have done it 20 years ago.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
That's an excuse. That's a lazy guy's excuse. Plant your tree today if you didn't plant it 20 years ago. Because I'll tell you what, trees grow fast with water.
What keeps people broke in today's world?
Greed. There are so many fake people out there. I look at this crypto world. I don't even understand what the fuck it is. Everybody wants to do crypto. I don't know what it is. If I don't understand it, I don't do it. I don't understand crypto. I would like to understand crypto. I've tried to understand crypto, but if I don't understand it, I don't do it.
You're part of the top 1% of the top 1%. Where are you putting your money?
I tell you viewers, read these books, A Random Walk Down Wall Street and Black Swan. Where do I put my money? Index funds for equities, tax-free bonds that yields about 4 to 4.5% tax-free. In the Great Depression, less than 1% defaulted, and U.S. Treasuries. I take my capital, invest in me. I own attractions, I own hotels, I develop shopping centers, I build apartments. I take all my cash and I put it into that. And then I take my investments. And once my money goes into my investments, I never touch it. It's there forever.
That's some game right there.
Yes.
What was the number one book that changed your life?
Black Swan. Black Swan goes like this. Everybody thought there were white swans one day, but someday they came out, there was a black swan. How is that possible? Swans are white. We start thinking one way and that it's got to be the only way. And then a black swan flies into our life. I'm always looking for the black swan. I'm always waiting for the black swan. The book Black Swan is about this thick. There's only one little line that I took from it. The solution to Black Swan: be prepared. Be ready for the black swan. What does that include? All your money in savings, no debt. Debt and leverage is the death of most business people.
You don't like debt?
I have no debt. I have zero debt.
But some people argue, the more money you can borrow, the more access you have to capital.
Well, a lot of people like that. A lot of people go to Vegas too and lose their asses, but I don't. I mean, when I go to Vegas, I'd say, okay, I'm taking $3,000. I know I'm going to lose it probably, and if I make 10, I stop gambling. So that's entertainment for me. But people that have that mindset of leverage, they're gamblers. And what gambling is in business is like musical chairs in preschool. One day the music's going to stop. Do you have a chair or you don't have a chair? And when the music stops and you don't have a chair, that's the end of the game.
But I heard also that scared money don't make money. How much money do you spend a year on advertising?
$400 million.
You spend $400 million a year.
Yeah, but think about this. Last year we did $5 billion in settlements and verdicts. $5 billion. So would you spend 400? I mean, it's less than 10%.
How do you know that there's an ROI there? Looking back, you spent $400 million. What was it that made that so successful and enabled you to close $5 billion in settlements?
There's two things in my business. There's catching fish and cooking fish. Catching fish, I'm great at, but cooking fish is you got to have the law firm that can actually go get the verdicts. The insurance industry knows who I am because I win a lot. And it's not make-believe. It's not, oh yeah, it's real verdicts. And these insurance companies have a software called Colossus. They know exactly what law firm is going to do on every single case. And they know when they draw me, they're in for a fight. When they draw a lot of lawyers, it's a lawyer taking a knife to a gunfight. I mean, there's no chance. And so you have to have them both. You have to have the marketing, which we have. But if you don't have the lawyers, you're a paper tiger. Because this is a very competitive business. I'm suing the biggest drug manufacturers in the world, the tobacco industry, the insurance industry.
Are you not afraid going after them?
No, my hero in history was David, who took down Goliath. I love that guy. I love the little guy with the slingshot right between the eyes.
But you're going after these giants.
Every day. And guess what? They're shooting back with real bullets. I shoot back with real bombs. Because I think my lawyers are better than their lawyers.
So you're willing to go head to head?
Every week we have 200 dockets in America, trials set in America every week, not every day. Every week we have 200 dockets. So yes, we're ready to go.
You built a multi-billion-dollar brand that is renowned, respected. Give me a quick masterclass on branding right here. Somebody's trying to build their company into rather just a business, but like a brand that has raving fans, that has raving customers, that is going to get that repeat business.
You got to be willing to kind of make fun of yourself a little bit. If you look at some of my ads, it's not necessarily, this serious face. All these other lawyers, just one face, one saying one thing. You got to be able to go out there and make your creative. People call ads, that's your creative. Make your creative. But you got to build a brand that people can trust for the long haul. And I think what people want more than anything, they want a winner, they want a fighter, because they want to win. And you got to convince them and show them why hiring you makes them a winner. And for anybody watching this, say, well, if he did so well in life, he had to win a lot. And I did. But I did it with partners and lawyers who made me better.
How old are you now?
69.
I would have guessed like 50 though.
Well, I look like a fucking $1 million. Of course
I
you
know
would have
you
guessed.
do.
Of course you would have.
I know you do, but if you died tomorrow and all you had left was one more guiding principle for the younger generation, for them to take with them for the rest of their lives, what would that be?
The golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you, because I believe in karma. I believe in karma. It comes back, good and bad.
Thinking about your network that you've built over these years of the most successful people, from celebrities to other billionaires to just very successful people, what's the best advice you've been given in the last couple of years?
I would say there's a great book I read called Give and Take. And that book showed me something that I think I'd practice, and it's this: most people are takers. But it turns out that people who give expecting nothing in return are the ones who end up getting the most. The takers, we know who they are. We guard them like this. But the givers who want to lift you up, to want to raise you up, who want to help you, you become a person they trust. And when you give, you're not expecting anything. But when you get it back, you'll think back, you know what? So I would say it's better to give than to receive. And when you do that, you're actually going to get more than if you try to take.